Moin! Wir sind Lisa und Greg.
Das heutige Video, Germans react to how German sounds compared to other languages.
Yes, and this is brought to you by the world famous Feli. We will include a link in the description so you can go on over there and do all the YouTube stuff and show her some love. I'm sure she'd appreciate that.
Yeah.
So we actually just did a video. And I think it was something along the lines of like,
why does German sound so harsh or something like that?
Something like that.
German being a harsh language.
Right.
From
And, you know, and there were a lot of comments about just commenting on German really isn't that harsh. And we agree.
Yeah.
You know, I've said multiple times how much I love the German language.
Yeah.
I love the way it sounds.
A lot of people were pointing out in the video we did after that, which was a music video where he was singing in German and it was beautiful. The words are beautiful. The song was beautiful. Everything how it sounded was beautiful. So, and they were all pointing out German isn't so harsh, is it?
Right. And so because we love all of you out there in our German nation, I just came up with that. I don't know why. There was someone who recommended that we take a look at this Feli video because she kind of does a similar thing, but she does the German language a little more justice. So even though we just did something along this line, same subject, I figured we should do it again.
Yeah.
So
and see her perspective, considering she is German.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So this is going to be good. Before we get going here, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel so we can try and get up to 10,000 subscribers. All right, let's take a look.
As a German, I'd like to apologize for a language. Flugzeug! Okay, I can see that. That kind of scares me too. Flugzeug. Does that make sense? Not really. Doesn't make sense to German ears either. Boom, boom.
I love this song.
Hello, servus, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Felicia. I'm originally from Munich, Germany, but I've been living here in Cincinnati, Ohio, on and off since 2016. So a few years ago, there was this video that went viral. I'm sure most of you guys have seen it. It's called How German Sounds Compared to Other Languages. There are several parts of this even, and if I remember correctly, this mainly went viral on Facebook back in the day, which I think was about 8 years ago or so. But these sketches are timeless, and I've gotten a lot of requests from you guys lately to react to these videos. I personally haven't really seen them in a while, so I figured, why not? Let's do it. Let's watch them together. Okay, so I'm gonna watch it down here on my laptop with my headphones, and I'd say let's start with the first part.
Avion.
Aeroplane.
Oh.
Aero.
Avion.
Flugzeug.
Oh.
Surprise.
Surprise.
Sorpresa.
Sorpresa.
Überraschung.
Überraschung. Okay.
That's messed up.
I know.
Who did that original video?
No, they're trying to act like everything's so great. Surprise.
I know. And only the German one gets a bad rap.
Yeah. Well, good thing we have Feli here to set the record straight.
Messed up.
I would say let's stop right here. It's gonna keep going like that. I know it is definitely funny. I'm gonna have to interrupt it here and there for me to actually react to stuff. So obviously this is comedy, and this was also made by Germans, and it is really funny, but I feel like I should say that for those of you who aren't that familiar with Germans and the German language, of course, we don't always scream like that, and the guy who plays the German also totally overpronounces the consonants to make it probably sound even more angry and kind of like what German is supposed to sound like stereotypically. And the outfit and the props that they used here are really just showing a stereotypical Bavarian, which is just one region of Germany. Obviously, they do that with all the languages here, like the French person has a baguette and red wine, and then the Italian person had some pasta there. But I feel like in a lot of parts of the world, people seem to equate German culture with nothing but Bavarian culture. And I just want to make sure that you guys know that Germany has many other cultural regions as well that are very different from Bavarian culture. Now, the first word he pronounced Flugzeug, while a normal German would probably usually pronounce it more like Flugzeug. Or if I were to do the lovely sounding voice that they did for the other languages, it would probably be something like Flugzeug.
Exactly.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Because everybody else was like,
yeah.
you know.
You see how she turned on the music and everything? 'Cause
Yeah.
that's how he had the umbrella and everything was amazing. So, wow.
Which, by the way,
Thanks,
is
Feli.
one of those super descriptive German words that we have a lot of. Flugzeug literally means flying thing.
Oh.
I mean, it's pretty accurate, right?
Oh,
now,
same.
the words in French, Italian, Spanish, and English often sound so similar to each other because they have similar roots. In this case, avion comes from the Latin word avis, which means bird, and aeroplane goes back to the ancient Greek word aeroplanos, I think, at least that's how I'll pronounce it in German. I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation, but aeroplanos would mean something like wandering in air. Now, German has influences from Latin and Greek as well, but especially for Latin, that influence is much stronger in English and especially also for French and Spanish and Italian. For the second word, surprise, the Spanish, Italian, and English one all go back to the French one, which again has its origins in Latin. Surpris is the past form of surprendre, which means to overtake. The German one, Überraschung, can be translated to something like...
She knows like every language.
I know. She was good.
She was good. She is good.
overrush in a way, because über means over, and then Raschung comes kind of from like überraschen, and raschen can kind of go back to Russian English. So then the idea behind that is kind of similar to surprendre, like to overtake, to overrush, to overtake. Now, while he said Überraschung, Germans usually pronounce this word probably more like Überraschung.
You can't even say it harsh.
Or if you
I mean, it's, what
She
she
just can't
lowers
do
her
it.
voice. She tries to get her.
Yeah, she can't even get like
Yeah.
rough or harsh.
Yeah.
actually surprise someone. Überraschung! Yeah. I'm not gonna go into detail about the origin for every single word in here, but I'm definitely gonna show you every time how Germans would usually pronounce it when they're not angry. And by usually, I mean how people would pronounce it in Standard German, which is also what I speak. So, yeah.
Papillon.
Butterfly.
Farfalla.
Mariposa.
Schmetterling.
Schmetterling! Schmetterling can sound kind of pretty too if you say it nicely.
Yeah.
Oh, ich habe einen Schmetterling gefangen. Schmetterling.
Oh,
Schmetterling.
Schmetterlinge fallen. Oh.
Stylo.
Pen.
Penna.
Plume.
Kugelschreiber.
Come on.
Okay, I would say Kugelschreiber, which, yeah, is not the prettiest word, but it's also not exactly the literal translation for pen, because pen I would probably more translate with just Stift in German, der Stift. Whereas Kugelschreiber is more specific, it's a ballpoint pen. So, yeah, that doesn't necessarily sound that great in English either. Oh, and you can also actually just use the short form of that and say Kuli
Schreiber.
or
Oh,
Kuli.
Kuli.
Kind of depends. I
Kuli.
usually say Kuli.
Kuli.
Like Bolivro.
Marguerite.
Daisy.
Margarita.
Margarita.
Gänseblümchen.
Okay, so I would pronounce it Gänseblümchen, which literally translates to something like
Gänseblümchen?
geese flower, because Gänse are geese and then Blümchen is flower, but it also has the diminutive ending, chen, so that kind of indicates that something is small and cute in German. What's funny about the French, Italian, and Spanish version of the word is that we actually have another plant in Germany that we do call Margariten, so very similar to what they said, but it's not quite the same plant as a typical daisy, so it's not quite the same as a Gänseblümchen. They look very similar, but Margariten are bigger than daisies, and we sometimes even have them as potted plants for decoration. I'm not sure if the plant just doesn't exist anywhere else outside of Germany where these other languages are spoken, or if they just don't really differentiate between the two. Which is an interesting topic, by the way, that I'm probably gonna make a video about sometime, how different languages sometimes carry different concepts with them. This might be one example for that. Like if you grow up with French as your native language, you might not really differentiate between those two plants, but in German, we definitely do. Or how in English, you have the words venom and poison, depending on whether it's within an animal or not, whereas in German, we call all of that gift. It really doesn't matter where it is, if it's within an animal or a chemical or, you know, or even everything that you call toxins in English is gift too. So we don't really think in those categories here. We just think about, okay, is this something that's going to harm you? Is this going to kill you? Then it's gift. So your native language sometimes influences in what kind of categories you think about certain things, if that makes sense. But let's get back to the video. Next one.
Oh, God.
Ambulance.
Ambulance.
Ambulanza.
Ambulanza.
Ambulance.
Krankenwagen.
No, come on.
Okay, I can see that.
I mean, the words they use are completely different from what
they are
everybody
different.
else is using.
Well, that's what she was saying.
But that's interesting because English and German are both Germanic languages.
Right.
So you would think that
They would sound the same.
They would sound similar to the English version.
Yeah.
But they're picking words that are completely different.
Yeah.
That kind of scares me too. So Krankenwagen, I'm not even sure if I could say that any prettier.
Krankenwagen.
I probably wouldn't scream it, but I would say Krankenwagen, which literally is a sick vehicle. So, you know, even though it doesn't
like Volkswagen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Krankenwagen.
sound pretty, I think German kind of nails it.
Science.
Science.
Scienza.
Ciencia.
Naturwissenschaften.
That was long.
He kind of exaggerates here. Natur!
Here. Because he hasn't been exaggerating the whole time.
Oh my gosh.
But it is a funny word though. So I
nature.
would probably usually just say
Natur.
Naturwissenschaft. And it's funny because in German, the word Wissenschaft stands for really all kinds of scholarly disciplines, whether it's humanities, social sciences, or natural sciences. And when we want to make it clear that we mean chemistry, physics, or biology, etc., then we call them Naturwissenschaften, which is what he said here.
Uh-oh.
Hippopotam.
Hippopotamus.
Hippopotamo.
That sounded so cute in French. Hippopotame.
Hippopotamo.
Nilpferd.
So
Yeah.
different.
I mean, I think they're cute animals. I know that they're dangerous, but I would probably more pronounce it Nilpferd. Nilpferd,
Yeah.
which
Nilpferd.
literally means
Thank you.
Nile horse.
Oh.
Sex.
Sex.
Getting juicy.
Sesso.
Sexo.
Geschlechtsverkehr.
Okay, I would pronounce
Why are they
this
so long?
Geschlechtsverkehr, but it's also not all that accurate actually, because we
Yeah.
actually do use the word sex in German as well, but Geschlechtsverkehr is another word for sex, and technically,
Like fornication or
Oh,
something like that.
banging.
Whoa.
Sorry,
Whoa.
that's not. Yeah.
It's okay.
Intercourse.
Yes, well, this is embarrassing. I'm just kidding. Yeah, intercourse.
But like intercourse
Yeah.
is another name.
Yeah.
Okay.
it's not 100% the same thing, because usually Geschlechtsverkehr is more used to specifically refer to intercourse.
Geschleck.
I think
Okay.
sometimes people use it in other contexts too, but usually it means intercourse, and literally it translates to gender traffic. Yeah. I
Gender
think
traffic?
Germany wins.
Oh, wow.
That's so interesting.
Sorry.
Perdón.
Scusa.
Pardon.
Entschuldigung.
That one wasn't even that bad.
Oh.
Entschuldigung is how I would say
I thought it was Entschuldigen Sie.
Oh.
Oh, no, that's excuse me. I thought.
that, and literally this word means something along the lines of unguilting, because Schuld, this little word in the middle, means guilt, and then Entschuldigung kind of means taking the guilt off you, which is not something that we actively think about when we use the word, but when I did think about it just now, I was like, yeah, technically this would be like taking the guilt off my shoulders.
Oh, interesting.
Entschuldigung. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Hospital.
Hospital.
Ospitale.
Hospital.
Krankenhaus.
Okay, we're kind of back to like what we
Krankenhaus.
had before with the
Krankenwagen.
Krankenwagen. Krankenhaus is how I would say this. He says
Krankenhaus.
Krankenhaus.
Like a health house.
I would say
Yeah.
Krankenhaus.
Krankenhaus.
Which again is not that pretty of a word still, but it's not as scary as what he did.
I don't think any of these words are ugly.
I don't either. No. It's how you
that's-
say them, though. I think that's what they were saying in the comments in our other video.
Yeah.
Is if you yell anything, it sounds harsh.
Yeah, exactly. You can say
And if you-
hospital.
And if you take the example of the person in the World War II, if you take the example of that person, which they believe is what the media has
mass-
put out
yeah.
there as the representation of Germany.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody thinks that's what it is.
Yeah, it's just
so.
Krankenhaus.
Yeah, Krankenhaus.
I may put a little bit too Spanish in there.
Krankenhaus. I think
That would be my issue.
And it literally translates to sick house, which again is scary.
I want to hear her say it again.
Again, is not that pretty of a word still, but it's not as scary as what he did. And it literally translates to sick
I didn't go back
house,
far enough.
which again is scary as what.
Crap, hold
with Krankenhaus, with the Krankenwagen. Krankenhaus is how I would say this.
Oh.
He says
Kranken.
They kind of roll their R a little bit.
A little bit. Kranken.
That's how I would have done it. Krankenhaus.
Kranken, but I don't think it's like rolling in the R. I think I remember someone saying that certain regions roll their R.
Oh.
I think it wasn't good.
Oh, no.
No, because I remember saying, "Oh no, I rolled my R. I gotta stop." But then somebody put in the comments, "It's okay. You don't."
Oh.
Have to.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
But I think that's what the guy did.
Oh, okay. Because I would probably naturally Krankenhaus.
Yeah, Krankenhaus. Kranken. Okay.
Krankenhaus.
She does have a video on how to do the German accent.
Oh.
Yeah, that might be a cool one to watch one day.
I would say Krankenhaus, which again
Krankenhaus.
is not that pretty of a word still, but it's not as scary as what he did, and it literally translates to sick house, which again is just beautifully.
That's kind of what you were saying.
descriptive.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said health house. Same thing.
Oh.
Cendrillon.
Cinderella.
Cenerentola.
Cenicienta.
Aschenputtel.
Aschenputtel. I would probably pronounce it
Say that one was silly.
Aschenputtel. Aschenputtel. Okay, still not that pretty, but this
Aschenputtel.
is the name of
Who said it?
Cinderella in the German version of the folk fairy tale. Just like the Grimm brothers, who were German, wrote it down in their collection in the early 19th century. But to be fair, this fairy tale existed in many different languages and countries at the same time, and there were countless names for Cinderella at the time. Aschenputtel in German includes the word Asche, which is German for ashes, which I think just has to do with her like having to clean up the house and sitting down by the fire pit and all those kinds of things that are part of the story, at least the story that I know from the Brothers Grimm version, which brings me to the next point. If you're interested in fairy tales, you should totally check out my video on Disney versus Grimm fairy tales. I'm just gonna put it up here somewhere and also in the info box below.
Oh, that would be
and
nice.
on
Yeah.
to the next one.
Uh-oh.
Canary.
Canary.
Canary. Canario.
Canary.
Canario.
Mario.
Kanarienvogel.
I would say
He can't even keep a straight face.
Yeah, he was laughing.
Kanarienvogel. Kanarienvogel.
Yeah,
It's
oh,
almost
that
the same
one's
word,
kinda
actually,
similar.
as you can probably see, except that we call it a
Kanarienvogel.
canary or canary bird. And yeah, so Vogel means bird. And with that, let's move on to part 3.
Let's move on, Feli.
Gummiavasse.
Oh yeah.
Mineral. Combine. Combina.
Mähdrescher.
Okay, so it looks
Come
like the
on.
first 2 parts were shot together, like at the same time with the same people, same setting and everything. And now this one has new languages, and I'm not quite sure if it's new people. I didn't really pay attention to their faces, but it's definitely new languages. So now they have Japanese, Swedish, English, but this time American English, Portuguese from Brazil,
they?
and then German again, of course, which last time they had Spanish, and it was supposed to be Mexican Spanish, I believe.
Yeah.
It did not actually mention that. But okay, so
Yeah,
this
we caught
word
that.
he said, let's go back a little bit,
Mähdrescher.
and I would say Mähdrescher. Mähdrescher. Also not the most beautiful word in German, but you don't have to go like Mähdrescher. Yeah, next one.
Mähdrescher.
Oh, this is a
Singing.
major one in Germany.
Speed limit.
Oh my god!
Geschwindigkeitsbegrenzung.
Oh.
I didn't even realize
Amy.
that the American looked like that.
Yeah. Well, and look, he has a gun.
Yeah.
Wow. And beer.
Oh, this is a
Singing.
major one in Germany.
Speed limit. Restrição de velocidade.
Geschwindigkeitsbegrenzung.
The American one is hilarious.
Yeah.
I said this is a major one in Germany because I don't know if you guys know this, but we don't have a speed limit on a lot of parts on the German Autobahn, and the whole speed limit topic is kind of as controversial, maybe not quite as controversial, but comparable to the whole gun control issue in the United States, where there's people who are totally on the one side and totally on the other side. In Germany, it's kind of been a traditional thing that we don't have a speed limit on a lot of the parts of the Autobahn. But a lot of people argue that it would be a lot safer if we did have speed limits everywhere, and it would also be better for the environment. I'm with those people who say that it's insane that we don't have speed limits, but there are all these other people that argue, well, it'd be insane to implement a speed limit. It's always been like that. It's part of our identity. It's tradition, etc., etc. I'm not trying to get political though, so Geschwindigkeitsbegrenzung, this is how I would say it, is not actually the most common word to say it. It is, I think, the more proper term for this, which Geschwindigkeit means speed, and then Begrenzung is one word that we have for limit, but it's actually more common in German in like everyday speech to just call it tempo limit. Tempo limit. And the reason that Geschwindigkeitsbegrenzung is such a long word is that in German, whenever we put together several words and make it a new compound word, we don't leave any spaces in between. So yeah, we really actually form one new word, whereas in English, you would usually leave a space in between. You would say tempo limit. In German, we go tempo limit. Geschwindigkeitsbegrenzung.
Oh, that's so cool.
Sakbaru. Dali. Pano de saco.
Sackkarre!
Sackkarre is how I would say that.
That
which
wasn't
is
too bad.
literally a sack carrier. I'm wondering if the people who speak Japanese and Swedish also, and obviously the other languages too, but mostly those two, because I feel like a lot of the audience probably doesn't speak those languages, if they actually say it accurately. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. If you speak any of those languages, do they actually say it correctly? I'd be curious about that. Okay,
Yeah,
next
that's
one.
interesting.
Juicy again.
Nipple. Nipple.
Brustwarze!
Okay, I would pronounce it
Brustwarze.
Brustwarze, and I've actually mentioned this on my YouTube Shorts video on descriptive German words before, because it is indeed a pretty funny word when you think about it, because it literally means breast wart. Breast wart. But even though it is a common word in German, we actually also call it Nippel in German too, just like in English and the other languages. So you can either call it Nippel or Brustwarze. Okay, next
I guess
one.
I can remember both of those.
Shaver. Shaver.
I don't think that the first one is accurate.
Probably
She's
not.
just saying English words.
Oh,
She said shaver.
Oh.
Right?
did she? No, she did not.
Watch.
Shaver.
Oh, no.
Shaver. Barberdur.
Rasierapparat!
I would say Rasierapparat. But
was
the
having a
term
bad day.
Rasierapparat isn't actually all that common to say in everyday
Rasierapparat.
language.
Right.
At least nowadays, I would argue, you'd probably just call it either a Rasierer,
Razor.
which could also refer to a non-electrical razor, or if you want to make it clear that it's an electrical one, you can also just call it elektrischer Rasierer, so like electrical razor, or Elektrorasierer. Not necessarily prettier than Rasierapparat,
it all
but I
together.
think it might be a little bit more common. Next one.
Sägerspanner.
Oh, okay.
Sawdust. Sergeant.
Sägespäne!
Sägespäne is how I would say it. The Swedish one actually sounds almost exactly like the German one
Sägespäne.
though, except that he doesn't scream it, so let's go back to that. So in German we say Sägespäne, and in Swedish he says...
Sägerspanner.
So yeah, I don't know, sounds almost the same to me. Next one.
It does.
Skål. Cheers. Soldier.
Prost!
Prost is how I would say it. And this is actually one of the most important words to know in German, in my opinion, which is why when I designed my merch products these past few months, I included it on the design on the beer mug, the bottle opener, and also put it on stickers and a coffee mug. Okay, that was it with the third part. Now let's move on to the fourth part.
Regulation.
Régulation de la propriété.
What the heck?
Regulation of property.
This is gonna be good.
Dispositivo di fondo.
Grundstücksverkehrsgenehmigungszuständigkeitsübertragungsverordnung.
As a German, I'd like to apologize for a language. So obviously
Don't apologize, Feli.
this last
But she's
What?
probably apologizing how difficult it is because they put all the words together. They do all these combinations.
I see.
part has kind of like a different theme to it. This is more about very long German words, which I know that a lot of non-Germans find this very
How are
funny.
you supposed to
Some Germans
learn
find it funny
this?
too. But as I said before, the reason for these very long German words is that whenever we create a new German compound word out of several individual words, we just put them all together in one word and don't leave a space in between. But technically, there are a lot of individual words in this long word. So,
You know, it's probably, once you learn German, it's easy to pull out each little compound word.
Yeah.
And then you see it.
Yeah.
Right now, to us, it just looks like a bunch of
Letters?
letters just all right next to each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you would learn
We have no
eventually.
idea what we're looking at. but,
Right.
yeah.
I'm gonna just read it again for you. I would probably pronounce it Grundstücksverkehrsgenehmigungszuständigkeitsübertragungsverordnung. And if I had to translate this literally, which
Oh, she said the whole
the
thing.
translations that they gave were more like,
I think it's just so amazing that she could just read that.
Yeah, and she said it really fast. Like, I
Yeah.
would have been like,
I'd have
like
been
I would have needed a breath.
Grundstücksverkehr.
Did she say the whole thing
She
in
said the
one
whole
breath?
thing. What?
pronounce it Grundstücksverkehrsgenehmigungszuständigkeitsübertragungsverordnung. And if I had to translate this
Yeah.
literally, which the translations that they gave were more like, this is what the law is called in our country, but this whole thing obviously has a lot more words than the other ones did. So if you translated it literally, it would be something along the lines of property, traffic, licensing, responsibility, transmitting, regulation, or something along those lines. If you guys have a better translation for it, let me know in the comments below. This is kind of tricky, but
No.
We don't.
let's move on to the next long one.
Uh-oh.
Traffic law.
Loi du trafic.
Loi du trafic.
Traffic law.
Legge di traffico.
Legge di traffico.
Verkehrsinfrastrukturfinanzierungsgesellschaftsgesetz.
So I would pronounce this Verkehrsinfrastrukturfinanzierungsgesellschaftsgesetz, which means something like traffic, infrastructure, financing, association
infrastructure.
law.
Okay.
Does that make
Financing,
sense?
I see that.
Not really. Doesn't make sense to German ears either.
Yeah.
Next one.
Beef law.
Loi
Did
di
you see how
bœuf.
you can pull out some of those words?
Beef law.
Beef law.
Legge della carne.
Rindfleischetikettierungsüberwachungsaufgabenübertragungsgesetz.
The way that his
For
face
beef
went back
law?
to like this grumpy man afterwards. This one is
Yeah.
actually known as the longest still existing word in German. There is another one that is even longer, the Donaudampfschifffahrtsgesellschafts blah blah blah. Maybe you've heard this one before. I know that I did say that in another reaction video before. Donaudampfschifffahrtselektrizitätenhauptbetriebswerk. Donaudampfschifffahrtselektrizitätenhauptbetriebswerk Bauunternehmer Beamtengesellschaft. Oh my god, I did it! But
Whoa,
that
whoa.
one was never actually used in Germany. It's just a made-up word to show how long German words can get. And now this one, the Rindfleischetikettierungs blah blah blah, is the actual name of a law that was in use until 2013. I actually think that most of these laws and regulations that they mention in the sketch are real, actually. Now, this one I would pronounce Rindfleischetikettierungsüberwachungsaufgabenübertragungsgesetz. I'm honestly having a good day today because I haven't
know.
repeated any of those yet, which I kind of expected that I would have trouble saying these and I would have to cut a few tries out, but I've so far read all of these on the first try. But to translate it, it would be something like beef, labeling, surveillance, task, transmitting, law, or something like that. So it's
I was trying to pull out the words.
Yeah.
I couldn't on this one.
Yeah, because none of these words on the other one, some of them were similar.
Yeah.
Like finance or something like that.
Oh
but-
man, I was trying hard too to
Yeah, I don't know where
pull
beef
them
is.
out.
Rindfleisch? Die
South
Gek-
Gavin. Ooh, better.
It's probably auf Aufgaben. Aufgaben
yeah,
Nüber
I can't pull out any words that look like English to me.
get set.
Not exactly just a beef law, which sounds like a very simple thing, but it's something very specific.
Oh God, it looks long.
Régulation de la fortune.
Regulation of fortune.
Legge di patrimonio.
Vermögenszuordnungszuständigkeitsübertragungsverordnung.
I would pronounce this Vermögenszuordnungszuständigkeitsübertragungsverordnung, and it translates to something like fortune, assignment, responsibility, transferring, regulation, something like that. But for this one, I actually couldn't find anything that said that this was a real law, so or a real regulation. So I'm not quite sure if they made this up or if they messed it up so that it's not exactly the way that the regulation is actually called. But when I googled it, I couldn't find anything.
Oh. Oh wow.
Boom, missed that
Balance?
one before I stopped. But let's keep going.
Balance de la centrifugeuse.
Oh God.
Balance centrifugation.
Equilibrio della centrifuga.
Oh.
Gleichgewichtsdichte Gradientenzentrifugation.
Okay.
His hands are tight.
Gleichgewichtsdichten. No, now I messed it up. Gleichgewichtsdichte Gradientenzentrifugation. This sounds like a very specific term in sciences. So I'm not quite sure if this is exactly the same as just balance centrifugation, which is a much shorter word, which is what they gave us as a translation. But this one literally means something like balance, density, gradient, centrifugation.
Oh,
Not sure if you guys feel
Like
any smarter than you did before with these long words. I personally don't really, but that was it with their video. They actually have a fifth part that they have.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
I thought that was interesting.
That was interesting that that particular channel portrayed themselves that way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think they're probably just trying to like
funny.
prove a point and trying to be funny and over exaggerate and stuff like that. So
German is a beautiful language.
Yeah.
But it's difficult.
Difficult
to learn because of their combos. What is it called?
Compound words.
Compound words. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think it's difficult once you get. It's just like like in Spanish, we're trying to learn grammar. Like grammar is difficult until you get it. It's not difficult. So yeah. I don't know.
It's an interesting language, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah. It is an interesting language.
Yeah.
It's
just different.
It's just different. It's just different. Yeah. I mean, it's just difficult for us because we only know like a couple words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we did that one rule. We didn't memorize it though. I kept saying we needed to memorize. We did a video about anybody can read German.
Yeah.
And I think if we memorize those rules, we would be able to read it.
Somewhat. Yeah.
I mean, not. Obviously not everything.
When something hurts, let's see what the people have to say. All right, or the people got to say. When something hurts you or kills you, it's a gift. Remember? The venom or the poison?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is so strange.
Funny. Yeah. Puts a whole new perspective in giving someone a gift in Germany.
Yeah. Seriously.
Well,
like I brought you a gift.
That Brazilian guy seems like any regular foreign person trying to speak Portuguese with strong accent. And oh look, Schmetterling is a pretty word, but I love the Norwegian word for butterfly. Sommerfugel.
Oh.
It literally means summer bird. Oh, okay. Aww. All right, I guess that's a good one to end on.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm glad we watched it.
Yeah, that's good.
Because we kind of can redeem the language a little bit. So I definitely see the beauty in it. I always have. I just love the language. So we have another channel, Greg and Lisa React, where we just react to other countries in Europe not named Germany. We have a Discord, and a link will be in the description for both the other channel and for the Discord. So head on over there. There'll be a lot of fun. Like the video. That really helps a lot. Wie immer, danke fürs Zuschauen und bis zum nächsten Video.
Bis dann.
Peace.